Everyone, welcome to the show. I have an update to share about one of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested. Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
So Oath Keepers founder Stewart Rhodes tried to fire his attorneys this week, and he tried to obtain a delay in his trial, which was scheduled for later this month. So here's what happened. He claimed that his attorneys weren't being aggressive enough in his defense and that he hasn't been able to access all of the evidence he wants to present. Apparently, he's been moved twice weekly from the jail to the courthouse to review documents on a computer there. This is up to 6 hours at a time. Rhodes also claimed that his attorneys have been unresponsive lately and that he hadn't heard from them in more than 3 weeks. And Rhodes argued that due to his late arrest, which was in January of this year, he's been left with far less time to prepare than most of his co-defendants. So what Rhodes is asking for is he wants copies of the January 6th Select Committee transcripts. He wants to see transcripts for people like Ali Alexander, Rudy Giuliani, the Latinos for Trump leader Bianca Gracia, and Oath Keepers attorney Kelly Sorrell. She was just arrested last week. You guys probably remember. Bianca Gracia, by the way, took part in that underground meeting in that parking garage. That was when Rhodes met with former Proud Boys chairman Enrique Tarrio. So U.S. District Judge Amit Mehta weighed all of these facts and he said, no. Judge Mehta stated in his order, quote, "The very first allegation is that somehow Mr. Rhodes is being denied a fair trial, and that is simply false." Now, Mehta also called out Rhodes for choosing Texas attorneys instead of local D.C. attorneys and how, quote, "that was his choice." And the judge acknowledged, that does come with some challenges, but he noted, quote, "Mr. Rhodes is getting dispensation in this case to get access to electronic discovery that no other defendant to my knowledge is getting in any Jan 6 case, in any case to my knowledge in this district." He also said that Rhodes was present at 3 separate hearings in August, and he never mentioned any of this. Judge Mehta said, quote, "Never, not once at one of those hearings have I heard a peep from Mr. Rhodes about his lack of contact with his lawyers or his disenchantment with his lawyer's performance." Then he went on to praise Rhodes' attorneys, who are also working with other Oath Keepers in this case. The judge said, quote, "From where I sit, his 2 counsel have not only been competent in representing him, they have shown leadership and competence in helping every other defendant scheduled to go to trial in this case. So the idea that these 2 gentlemen are not providing Mr. Rhodes with effective assistance of counsel to which he is entitled strikes me as complete and utter nonsense." In regard to a request that Rhodes made to review documents related to cooperating Oath Keepers members, that's Joshua James, Brian Ulrich, and William Wilson, Judge Mehta stated, quote, "I don't know why there's any motion necessary because Mr. Rhodes has those materials." And then he also questioned Rhodes' demand for discovery items on Ray Epps. You guys might remember that's the man who the right wing believes to be an FBI plant, or that he's, this paid instigator, just because he hasn't been arrested yet. But guess what? There's a lot of January 6th attendees who haven't been arrested yet. They've been identified. We know who they are. We know where they live. But for some reason, the feds haven't nabbed them yet. So, that's the way it goes. Anyway, Mehta slapped that down. He said that as the presiding judge over the case, he has never heard Ray Epps' name before, so he couldn't be all that relevant to the charges. And even Rhodes' own attorney told the judge, quote, "I am aware of who Ray Epps is alleged to be in the conspiratorial world that surrounds this day, this event. He is a red herring to anything in this case. This is a rabbit hole that as a defense attorney, I have no intention of going down." And then Rhodes also asked to have his case severed from the other Oath Keepers. So the judge said that, you're welcome to file a motion and explain your reasoning on this matter, but I don't see why. And in relation to the January 6th committee documents and interviews, Judge Mehta explained that he doesn't have the authority to compel Congress. There were a few other details that Meta slapped down, but I won't go into all the rest of them. But Rhodes' attorneys were given a chance to speak at the hearing. They complained about some of their witnesses being indicted recently, like Sorrell, and how they believe this was an attempt to silence them. So the judge said, yeah, that does kind of raise a little bit of a red flag. You're welcome to file something with the court. I'll review it. I'll make a determination. The prosecutor said, you know what? We've been telling them for months now that these people are at risk of being prosecuted. And we've told them why. We told them that we've gathered all of their communication and they seem to be at risk of some violations of the law. And then, while attempting to refute allegations that Oath Keepers are racist, one of Rhodes' attorneys made a blatantly racist comment. He told the judge that Michael Green, quote, Oath Keepers vice president, who is African American and very well spoken, and can address some of the claims that the Oath Keepers is racist. If you're sitting there right now asking, how is that racist? Ask yourself this. If he was talking about a white man, would he have felt it necessary to point out that he's very well spoken? That is a long used trope in regard to Black people. It's been used forever. Anyway, in the end, the judge refused to remove Rhodes' initial attorneys, the two attorneys. He refused to delay the trial, but he said that Rhodes could add another attorney to his defense. Apparently, he has one in mind already, if they can all come to some sort of an agreement. So that's where it was left. Trial starts, like I said, at the end of this month. I'll let you guys know if I hear any more. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.